The world runs on oil. But what happens when that flow suddenly stops? In 2026, a buhran is unfolding in the Middle East, and it's sending shockwaves across the entire global economy. This is the story of the Iran oil shock, a crisis that could reshape the future of energy, politics, and power. It all began with rising tensions between Iran, the United States, and its allies. Military strikes, retaliation, and then a turning point. Iran targeted critical oil infrastructure across the Khalij region. Kuwait, UAE, Bahrain, no longer safe. But the biggest move came next. The Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil choke point, was effectively shut down. Nearly 20% of global oil supply suddenly disrupted. Oil markets panicked. Prices surged above $100, then $110, with fears of even higher spikes. Within weeks, Brent crude jumped dramatically. Fuel prices soared. Economies trembled. This wasn't just a price increase. This was the biggest energy shock since the 1970s. The consequences spread fast. Asia, heavily dependent on Middle Eastern oil, faced shortages and rationing. Europe struggled to secure fuel. Developing countries saw currencies collapse and inflation surge. Even powerful economies felt the pressure. Rising oil prices meant higher transportation costs, food prices, and electricity bills. In some regions, industry slowed down. In others, daily life became more expensive overnight. World leaders rushed to respond. The International Energy Agency released a record 400 million barrels of emergency oil. OPEC Plus attempted to increase production, but it wasn't enough, because the problem wasn't just supply, it was fear, uncertainty, and war. Experts warn this crisis could trigger global inflation. Higher oil prices mean higher costs everywhere, from food to fuel, from transport to technology. Some fear a new era of stagflation, where economies slow down while prices keep rising. Even major financial leaders warn this could reshape interest rates and global markets. But crises often create change. As oil becomes unstable, the world begins to look elsewhere. Renewable energy, electric vehicles, alternative fuels. Just like the oil shocks of the past, this moment could accelerate the future. The Iran oil shock is more than a conflict, it's a warning, a reminder of how fragile the global system truly is. Because in a world powered by oil, control over energy is control over everything.